I'm delighted to be here and to have been given the honor and privilege of presenting this paper. I must thank my sister, the state chairman, as well as the executive committee members of CIPM Edo State most sincerely for finding me worthy to deliver this keynote address. I must also confess that even though this task has been quite challenging and arduous, it has been profoundly exciting. The most interesting part of it being that the theme of the conference, Transforming People, Shaping Organizations, speaks eloquently to our experiences as a government in the course of the transformation of the Edo State Public Service from a mere transactional service to a learning, thinking, and strategic organization. I must also express my sincere gratitude to you, Chairman and Executive Members of the Edo State branch of CIPM, for the very professional and efficient manner in which this conference has been organized. I think they deserve a round of applause. What we saw with the preparation for this conference, and what we have seen so far, what I have seen so far since I came here, with the program proper, clearly evidence the huge investment of the national body in enabling and equipping its arms at the state level with the necessary efficiency and industry of the leadership of the Institute in Edo State, and it's also a testament to the fundamental principles upon which the Institute itself was founded. Your efforts resonate very well with the core values of our emerging new and transformed public service of Edo State. I have no doubt in my mind that collaborating with you, and it's going to be more from now onwards, will be a very worthy venture. Let me add, and I'm sure in doing this, I speak the mind of my sister, MD, DG Tuta, that it is an immense honor to have provided a physical space for this year's State's Chapter Conference. The choice of the theme of this conference is quite apt, thoughtful, and evocative. The success or failure of any organization is traceable largely to the pervading factor of human dynamics. The responsibility of setting up an organization, conceptualizing its vision, and developing its goals and objectives rests squarely on the shoulders of human beings like you and me. It is therefore gratifying to note that the government of Edo State and the leadership of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management find common footing in our collective belief in human capacity development and institutional reforms as the bedrock of the growth of any society that is serious about development. The word transformation is linguistically like the proverbial story, blind man and the elephant. Of course, you know that story. Everyone seems to have his own perception of it. Marcus Aurelius, the 2nd century Roman emperor, who was known for his meditations on Stoic philosophy, once said, quote, "The universe itself is transformative, but life is opinion," end of quote. The meditations of Aurelius push the notion of constant change as well as the subjectivity of human existence. It communicates two main ideas. First, that the universe and everything in it, including you and me, are continuously transforming. And second, that our life's reality is largely shaped by our own subjective perceptions and opinions. Life is what you think of it, but in reality, there's more to it, and you have to learn, evolve, and transform to remain in touch with what life would be. What does this teach us? It teaches us that in a world full of dynamism, man, with his limitations, is condemned to evolve, or else is doomed to fail. The Oxford Dictionary of English Language defines transformation as a marked change in form, nature, or appearance. In mathematics and logic, it is a process by which one figure, expression, or function is converted into another one of similar value. In linguistics, and even in physics and biology, the word means metamorphosing from one form or element to another. In spite of differing perceptions, one thing is clear about the world, namely, it must involve change. It is also crystal clear that transformation is foundational to the continuous survival of the human species, and it is at the heart and soul of the growth and development of any society. Shaping an organization implies defining a common purpose, ambition, and set of values for it. Transformation is not a destination, it is a journey. Transforming people therefore requires transformational leaders. Of leadership, one of my favorite speakers, Dr. Miles Moreau of blessed memory, that quintessential speaker and teacher of blessed memory once remarked that, quote, leadership is not about controlling people, it is about service. Leadership is not about power, it is about empowering people. Therefore, to transform people, particularly for the purpose of shaping organizations, you must empower them. You must change them for the better. As I said earlier, transformation involves change. In building a case for change, there must be questions on what is wrong with the way things are. What is the focus for the future? How will the proposed change or way of delivering help? How will the proposed way of delivering help the organization to perform more effectively? These are issues that you must contend with when you're transforming the people. When transformative change is proposed, it should reflect the unique need of the organization, and the transformation must be of benefit to the organization. Before an organization proposes employee transformation, it must identify the gaps as indicated above and take the following steps. First, it must provide a clear link to organizational priorities. Second, it must provide clarity concerning the next steps. Third, it must do an assessment of the function's readiness to deliver the scale of change needed. Fourth, it must identify new knowledge or new skills needed for change. Five, it must create a common vision for the function as a whole, shared sense of current and a shared sense of current functional capability. It must have a business case that addresses the whole HR functional model, and it must plan and ensure it keeps on track. Now, there are different types of change, different types of transformation. It can be shock, it can be shift, it can be transformational change. I'll just take some time to discuss all the three types of change. Shock transformation is abrupt, and it disrupts the status quo and could be triggered by crisis, pandemics, or natural disasters. An example of a shock transformation is the abrupt change in working modes occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. You know, since COVID-19, the world has changed. There's also the shift transformation, which is gradual and intentional, and it happens in stages. This transformation helps to align with new goals and values, and eventually leads to incremental changes. Then you have the third type of change or transformation, which is transformational change. This form of change occurs when individuals or entities undergo a complete overhaul, leading to long-term and far-reaching effects. It is a holistic and systematic kind of change. It touches multiple aspects of the work environment and the life of the employee. It is vision-driven, it has deep impact, it is challenging. Transformational change leads to shift in identity, and the employee develops a new sense of identity and purpose. It also leads to cultural shift, so the organization is reshaped and they have new values and culture. More especially, it creates societal progress and can impact positively on the public. When we talk about transforming people and shaping organizations, just like the team of this program talks about today, this is the type of change that we're talking about, transformational change. Oftentimes, this transformation is a cultural change and can happen through purposeful leadership, personal change, broad engagement, and focused sustainability. Organizations must therefore pay attention to how culture is passed on and reinforced within the organization, and when and how changes in the culture must be introduced. In order to cope with changes in the external environment, culture change must be monitored in new types of work, activities, and different expectations and needs of organizational members. Strategy and change management also help to shape an organization's culture, facilitate effective change, and contribute to successful transformations. As I said earlier, transforming people is largely influenced by leadership styles, especially the transformational leadership style. Transformational leadership is leading by example, by building rapport, inspiration, or empathy to engage followers. A transformational leader is influential as he or she builds the minds of people who are willing to listen, trust, and follow. A leader will learn to be transformational by being genuine in his own or in her own relationship with the employees. This has the capacity to build trust. The leader must be truthful. He must be intentional. He must be servant-like, humble, and should be able to make significant impact. Leaders must empower people. You cannot be a leader without empowering the people you lead. Please don't get me wrong. Empowerment here does not mean palliative. Again, according to Dr. Miles Monroe, leadership is not about getting power. It is not about manipulation. A lot of leadership nowadays is about just grabbing power, about manipulation. But leadership is about inspiration. True leaders inspire people. They cause people to behave like themselves and do things that they were hitherto unable and unwilling to do. That is what empowerment means, not palliatives. But in the course of change, sometimes we encounter resistance. The chairman spoke about it tangentially when she spoke. Sometimes such resistance can be aggressive. Conversely, where transformation is successful, there will be pathological commitment to shared visions and goals. And that's when we find people who are committed to the cause of growth in the system because they have been impacted upon by the visionary leader, so they take it on as if it were their own. These are acceptable change processes and can be measured by surveys in order to identify reasons for resistance and possible resolutions. There could be resistance to transformation or change for reasons, some of which may be genuine. What are these reasons? I will just attempt to go through some of them. Vision type is one such reason. The willingness to change can be influenced by the nature of a person's vision. Some persons have the status quo vision. For them, it is as it was in the beginning, it's now, and forever shall it be. They believe that tomorrow will be the same as today, no matter what anybody does. Some have negative vision that makes them believe that the coming change will make things worse than the present situation. These types of visions can be cured by having positive visions. Positive vision inspires change because in it we believe that the proposed change will bring in a better tomorrow. For there to be positive change among people, the vision of the impact of the proposed change must be clear. And that's why it's important we communicate. One of the best ways to achieve transformation is communication. You can't even do without it. It's something you must keep doing. Pastor Chris will say, keep saying it, keep saying it. It's important you keep saying it. You let them know what is in it for them. How does the change that is being brought about, affect them? How will they relate to it? What will be their status with this change in future? You must make that all clear to them. Now, it can also be a cause of resistance that followers are unaware. Lack of clarity, understanding, and knowledge gap can agitate the mind and can create resistance to change. We saw that in the course of our transformation. I'll talk about that later. Change management should therefore provide for upskilling where necessary. Sometimes people are unable to see the benefit of the vision. So that's why I said you must keep talking about it. You must demonstrate, you must show evidence how this would affect them positively.